countdown. Yo, people, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at. Welcome to the show, Monday Night Madness show tonight. Yeah, people, man. Gonna probably waiting for a few guys to jump into the stream. Should have Gunarican and maybe Tony around in a bit. But before that, we might as well just get on with the show because we've got a lot of things to talk about tonight. Big up to Nems in the building. Shout to Drew Gunner in the building. And he says to make sure you smash the likes on all channels. All the channels will be shared whilst the stream goes along. And obviously, I'm not well today, but it is what it is. We still get the job done. But big up to Gianni in the building, man. How you doing, my bro?
Good, man. Great weekend to be a gunner. So can't complain more than that. And yeah, just a good weekend. So I'm sure we're going to get into all the other nonsense that's gone on this weekend. I know Chelsea's going to be in a conversation of what's going on with this crazy.
Oh yeah. Definitely. We might have to do a huddle before we talk about Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Around that little circle thing that we got here. So, but anyway, people, make sure you smash the likes. And do you know what? Let's get into it. I wish Gunarican was here right now. He was in the studio because he was at the game as well. So I wanted to get obviously his analysis on the game, but you know what? Got to watch it on the box. I'm sure you watched the game as well. Mm-hmm. I'll start with my thoughts on the game first because I thought it was a game where we were going to show our upper hand in this game, but it didn't really plan out that way. You know, Everton, you know, they defended really well. Credit to David Moyes and his boys and stuff like that. And there was a scare, you know, from McNeil when he hit the post. Mm-hmm. If that goes in, the game, I think, is a different game. I think we're struggling. We might even lose or even draw that game. One thing about Arsenal is that when we're on it, and you know. But we're not very clinical at times, are we? We're not a very clinical team. Our strikers are not. Well, we've got one striker that is clinical.
But I was going to say we got one.
Yeah, we've got one, but he's not used to his best abilities. So, you know, we had Saka, weren't really impacting too much. I'm just going by memory, to be honest, yeah. Mm-hmm. Who started on the right or left? Was it Martinelli?
No, it was Saka.
Saka started on the right. Madueke was on the left, didn't it?
Madueke on the left wing, which was
absolutely
trash.
What did you think of that? What did you think of?
It was garbage.
All left footers as well. Havertz, Madueke, Saka.
Havertz looks lost as usual, playing the striker role. Looks lost as usual. Madueke, we took his best ability away from him. The whole time, when you saw him get the ball on the left-hand side, you saw he wants to make those same moves that he makes on the right, but can't do it because his right foot is not that good. I thought he looked lost on the left-hand side. I was shocked that he tried it because every time I've seen Madueke on the left, it just doesn't look as good as it is on the right. So I was shocked that he made that. I thought Madueke was a lost cause, and actually I thought Arteta hurt him because I said, did you and me talk where I said for me, this game against Everton, Dowman and Madueke should be the two wingers. Madueke should be
you said that.
Dowman should be starting on the left.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we handicapped. If anything, you put Sock on the left. He's a better crosser of the ball, and he's better with his right foot than Madueke is. So I thought he did some damage to Madueke's chances of breaking into the team when he's been better than Saka the last few times, if we're being honest. So no, it's not. No, it's not.
This is going to pop up later in the show, hopefully. So I'm going to start that for now. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a bit later in the show. I just thought that
we were stagnant again.
Yeah.
The one thing to what you said, though, Everton is the best team that has come to play Arsenal at the Emirates this year. Outside of the loss to Manchester United, Everton's been the best team to show up against Arsenal at the Emirates this year. I don't think another team playing at the Emirates has looked as good as Everton did. So we have to give Moyes credit. And we all said it was going to be a different game because when we beat Everton earlier in the year, I think it was the start of the African Cup of Nations. So Ndai wasn't playing against us, and he was a problem the whole fucking game.
Oh,
he was giving everybody the business with dribbling. Yeah, he didn't cross the ball that much, which is good to show that our defense is still there. But in the open play, before he got close to the box, he was giving everybody problems while he was dribbling.
Speaking about dribbling, and I rate Ndai heavily, Timber went down with an injury. I think it was his ankle. That got injured, and I was like, just take him off.
He shouldn't have started. He shouldn't have started. He shouldn't have started.
But anyway, he did start anyway. But my point is, when he got injured, shouldn't we have just taken him off straight away? Because he was down for a little while. But played him on. Apparently, I'm hearing whispers that it might be a groin injury now. So we continue to play him, knowing that he had an injury, and he's come up with another injury. These are the things that are frustrating at times, and people want to say, "Oh, let's be positive all the time" and stuff like that. Yeah, but we know Timber's history, and we know that he's not injury prone. I won't say he's injury prone, but he's prone to injury. That's two different. Two different things.
Yep.
And where was the caution? Because in Mosquera, I'm not saying is the best right back in the world. I don't know what was going on with Ben White either as well. Ben White, he was warming up. All of a sudden now, Mosquera comes on. And it's just like, now we're in a situation now, we've got a big game tomorrow against Leverkusen. And it looks like Mosquera is going to start that game, when Ben White is the more experienced player. So that's one negative of the game.
He's still hurt though, isn't he? White.
Who, Ben White?
Isn't Ben White still hurt?
But I saw him warming up yesterday. He was warming up.
How many guys have been warm up that's been hurt?
True. Yeah. True. But what did you think of that injury? And obviously, we're going to talk about the Everton game more, but I just wanted to just get the negatives out of the way, because that injury, I think, Ndai, tricky winger on that side, he weren't really, actually, he did put in a few crosses, actually.
Yeah, early in the game, he did.
Early in the game, he put in a few crosses, but he was dangerous. You can see that, he'd get on the ball, he'd look up and he'd do his little janky, move it inside. But when you take out Timber out of that defense, I don't care who you are, you take him out of a defense, and it weakens our defense. Yeah,
exactly.
And I don't know, man. I just felt like if we lose Timber in this crucial period of games, because we've got a final, we've got Leverkusen tomorrow, we've got the Caraboa Cup on Sunday. I really think that we might be in trouble if we don't have him available. We need our best right back right now. But that was one of the negatives for me in the game. But did we play well on Saturday? Do you think we played well on Saturday? Be honest.
No. So here's the negatives for me, and I wish Tony was here, because as I love Tony, I love Tony to death because he's awesome to talk.
I don't know where he is,
But and shout out to Tony. I hope everything's okay.
Got Tony, man. Yeah, I hope he's all right.
But exactly the conversation that we had, where it's not time to experiment. Why were we experimenting? Why is Dowman? I mean, listen, man, I've been screaming for Dowman to be getting minutes. I know he got hurt early in the season and whatsoever. But why is if everybody said that it didn't work, why did Saka get moved to the number 10 position? That was one thing I didn't understand. I mean, obviously, it ended up working out in our favor with Dowman going on to the right and Saka going into the 10, but Saka didn't do anything in the 10. He was null and void in the 10 position the entire time. And again, Saka going into the 10 is once again another highlight of why we're not playing well, because why is Saka and all these guys who are in the 10 position being asked to come back and play defense? You know what I mean? It didn't make any sense. And Martinelli, yeah, okay, he looked okay at the left wing position, but I mean, he's still, for me, I mean, he's still, again, he's another lost cause. He's another lost cause to me. I mean,
lost.
If you want to be, if beggars could be, okay. If beggars want to be choosers in this, Saka should have remained. Saka should have got pushed out to the left wing, and Dowman should have been at the 10, and Madueke should have been at the right. If we want to be, really nitpicking. Obviously, it turned out in our favor, so you can't complain too much about it. But at the end of the day, we're still leaving ourselves open for stuff. Because, like you said, if Everton score, until Dowman came on, we didn't look like we were going to score at all. I don't care what anybody says.
Nope. And yeah, that was, I'll have to credit the manager for bringing on those substitutes, because I know, obviously, people don't like the manager that much, and I get it. But I just thought, you know what I mean? And yeah, Gunarikan's in the building. Shout to Gunarikan in the building. How you doing, my bro?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can loud and clear. We're just talking about the game. Sorry, I just need to sort out this layout. We're just talking about the game on Saturday and our thoughts on the game. What was I saying? I've just lost my chain of thought now. What was I talking about?
If we're pushing out, if we're going to get the negatives out of the way, the carelessness of allowing Timber to get hurt is the biggest negative of it. And again, like I said, the only reason why I wish Tony was here is Tony told us we can't experiment, but the manager's experimenting. Obviously, I think Gunarikan would agree. You were at the game. We didn't look like we were going to score until Dowman came on. In my opinion, from what I was watching the game, I thought we had maybe a couple of half chances, but nothing like out in the open. And really, we're lucky that Pickford did a madness coming out the way he did on the cross from Dowman. But I don't know, man. I'm going to take the points. I think City has shown enough cracks now after the situation with West Ham. I think we're winning the title. I'm not too convinced that even with the run of games that we have left, that we're going to throw this away. City just isn't the same City team as I've been saying the longest. So I'm not really concerned about the Premier League at this point. The Carabao Cup is now an interesting situation because I think Timber out makes our defense a little more susceptible to being attacked from the way City like to play and them trying to be a little bit more direct.
Doku and Doku will give Mosquera problems. And I don't even rate Doku that much.
I don't either.
He will give Mosquera problems on Sunday.
But the other worry is tomorrow. Grimaldo was balling out against Timber and Saka, that whole right-hand side. And now you're going to put a kid in who has not played European football at all in the levels of what we're talking about now in the knockout stages. And Mosquera, if we're being honest, while he did do the job to fill in for Timber, Mosquera in a couple of these games has made some rash tackles. Worried that if he's going to get exposed out on that wing against a guy like Grimaldo, who is that tricky, who can get you booked early, as we've seen if you watch the Bundesliga, I'm a little bit worried about that matchup because we are the team that has to take the initiative. Leverkusen's playing with house money in the position that they're at. They don't have to win this game for it to make a big difference for their season. We have to. And when you put yourself in that situation, now all the PTSD from the Sporting Lisbons, the Olympiacos of the world and different competitions come back to worry you in a situation like this. So for me, the big negative is Timber, but I think the good thing is, though, the manager can no longer run from the Dowman question. He can no longer run from the Dowman question. And to be honest with you, like I said, I thought he did a madness by putting Madueke on the left-hand side. I thought Madueke did not look as good as he normally can just because he doesn't have that ability on his right foot to come into the middle on the left-hand side like he can on the right. For me personally, I would rest Saka this game against Leverkusen. I would go with Dowman and Madueke at the top and just go all guns out, let them have free reign, attack them as much as you want, dribble as much as you want, put the ball in the box as much as you want. Yeah.
TK. That's not a bad shout, Gianni. But Gunnar, Reeks, tell us what you thought about the game, bro.
So I had the unfortunate circumstance of having gone to the last Everton game, the 0-0 at home. And I don't know why I picked this one. It was a last minute thing. But I'm not going to lie to you, for 88 minutes of that match, I was fuming. I was like, my head was so hot, like sweating. It's cold out there, but I was sweating. I was fuming for 88 minutes. It was awful. And how was the crowd, Gunarican? What could you sense the same kind of frustration from the crowd as well?
We were trying that. Like, I think in the beginning, like first half, everybody's up for it. You know, you can barely hear the Everton fans. And the more the game went on in the second half, you heard the Everton fans a little bit more. And there's always that, you know, that group of Arsenal fans who try to get people singing, you know, try to get us going. But you can't lie that everybody at the stadium was like, here we go again. Are we dropping points? And one thing, and TK said, you can hear the frustration of the fans when we still at the ball. But there was a guy behind me, and he was frustrated, man. A lot of us were frustrated. Like, because Arsenal have this thing where we play this U-shaped football. It's just this and this, this and this. And the one thing that was pissing me off more than anything was Bukayo Saka. It's an uncomfortable conversation, but we need to have it, right? Bukayo Saka, can you go right? Is it in your repertoire to actually go right? Right? To not fake right and go left, to actually go to the byline. Can you do that? There were so many times where he just kept cutting left. And the guy next to me was like, if I was a defender, I would beat Saka. All I got to do is stand there. He's going to cut back left and just ride him away, let him take 45 touches, and then pass it to someone. It's so predictable. And that's why Dowman was so effective, because you didn't know if he was going to go left, right, straight, at you, feint, do this, right? Bukayo Saka, and let's be honest, Bukayo Saka in the 10 was even more awful. He did nothing.
Facts.
Right? So we need to have, I love Bukayo Saka. I've got his kit. You know, he's a Starboy, but I don't love him.
I don't know about the Starboy anymore. I don't know about the Starboy anymore. We got a new guy.
The Starboy is the 16-year-old.
Yeah, but that's another conversation for, you know, later.
For 88 minutes, it was drab, man. Everybody was groaning. And then Max Dowman came on, and we said we might get something. Then, you know, it basically hits in copying the crown jewels. We score, and it got loud. But that Max Dowman, man, I'm not gonna lie, that Max Dowman goal, like when he had the ball, we started cheering before the goal even went in. People were screaming. It's probably the loudest I've heard the Emirates since I've been going. And it was just pandemonium. But not only because he scored, because it's relief. You know, even after we scored that goal, when Everton got the corner, a lot of fans, and myself included, are sitting there going, bro, are we going to concede in the last kick of the game? We're going to concede and we're going to drop points. Like, you're just sitting there, you know, with your stomach in your throat. You're just like, bro, how did we even give up that corner to begin with? Right? Why can't we just see games out? And then Max comes on and he does something amazing. And you're just like, you forget it. It's euphoria. The dopamine is at 1,000. I go up and I empty the Emirates. You know, I spend my hard-earned funds. Right? But if that match had ended at 88 minutes, I could have flew back to my house. How hot I was. Right? But that's football. You spend most of the match, you know, upset. One moment, it takes 7 minutes is what it took to get me from the lowest of the lows to the highest of the highs. Right? That's it. But
let's not. Yeah, go on.
that guy, I love him to death, and I'm sure you guys do as well. But Mikel Arteta does this thing where every now and then he does something, you're just like, maybe he's learning. And then he does something else where you're just like, nope, same old, same old. I know you like Bukayo. I know you like Martin. I know you like Trossard. But if they suck, I don't like players more than like winning the league.
Facts.
I don't care if it's Max Dowman, MLS, if we got to grab Nwaneri from France. I do not care. We have to win the league. And if that means dropping Saka, if that means dropping Odegaard, it needs to happen. We need to win the league. Everything else is a bonus. If you want to play Saka in the Champions League and hope for the best, cool. But in the league, we need to win every game. That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
Facts.
But that's my spiel. I missed all of the 10 minutes, so I just ran.
So we're going to get into Max's goal in a moment, yeah? And obviously the super talent, Starboy, in my opinion, right now. But let's not forget about Gyökeres, because he was the one that scored the goal. Obviously, Max Dowman has crossed the ball. Nkapie's assisted. But Gyökeres was there in the right position, because if Gyökeres don't score that, we're going to draw that game. So, you know, he might not have been great when he came on, but something about Gyökeres what people seem to always forget, or I think are in denial, is that in majority of games that we've played this season, whether on the ball or off the ball, he's had some type of impact. Because if he's playing up front, then their centre-backs or their defenders don't push up so much. Because there's been times where he comes off and then we're immediately under pressure. You know, when he came on, immediately, you know, Dowman was getting on the ball. You know, the defenders had something to worry about. Because in the first half, sorry, but Kai hardly offered. Do you know what? He done a couple of good things in the first half, but there was minimal threat, especially in. That's one thing we do as well. If you've not noticed, yeah, the two centre backs, they can have a picnic there because no one's occupying that space. Everyone's just here, there, but no one's there. So the centre backs, when the ball comes in, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna, yeah, let me just, just go to the shops and I'll come back and I head the ball. We play like that sometimes, and I just feel when Gyökeres is on the pitch at times, yeah, and yeah, he's not the greatest of passers at times. He's not the greatest in certain elements of his game.
Can I say something about Gyökeres really quickly?
Yeah.
I just pulled up the league top scorers, and I was told that Hugo Ekitike was the signing of the season, and Gyökeres was the top of the season. Fact. I'm looking at it right now. Ekitike got 11, so does Gyökeres. He's got more than Tesco.
Speak on it. Fact. Speak on it.
He's got more than Calvert-Lewin, Danny Welbeck. I mean, he's the joint fifth top scorer in the league. And when you look at who the other four are, you know, it's Haaland. He's got 22, obviously. Igor Thiago for Brentford. Yeah, he's scoring. Semenyo and João Pedro. Then you have Ekitike and Gyökeres. For somebody who's the flop of the season, he should be nowhere near it. He's got 11 goals.
Exactly.
Right? So I want to dead that whole flop of the season thing. We know what type of player he is. He's not going to be Thierry Henry. He's not picking it up. He's not going to pick it up from the halfway line, but he's a target man. If you give him the ball, he's going to score the ball. That's it.
Big up, man, like Tony in the building, man. How you doing, my brother?
My guy.
Hope you're good, my guy. Might as well bring you into the conversation, man. Like, you know, bring him off the bench, you know, from the cold. We're just talking about the game on Saturday and how, you know, the likes of Dowman and Gyökeres coming off the bench influenced the game, influenced the win, because the majority of the game, Tony, Everton played very well. We can't deny that Everton didn't defend defiantly. Everton had chances where, if it weren't for Calafiori, Gianni's guy, the scorpion kick, and it weren't for that shot.
One in a million, he shows up.
Brother, what was your thoughts? Because obviously you watched the game as well. What was your thoughts on the game? watching the game and the frustrations? Because we want to get the negatives out of the way before we go into the positives.
Yeah. See, people, big up to everyone, and of course, big up to you, Gianni. I mean, big regular down here with us, man. Big up to you, man. And you know, I like your shit. Gunnarikin, I have a problem with you. I mean, I'm just saying, people. Gunnarikin, I have a big problem with you. I mean, I was here last week and I was telling you about Max Dowman. You weren't having it. Everyone was saying, protect the guy. I was saying, you know what? Yeah, man is an adult, bro. It's making this 25-year-olds, 27-year-olds look like kids. Who's the donkey now? Bro, see, we'll talk all about that later on. But again, see, Everton did not even come to defend. That's the most hilarious thing about that game on the day. They didn't actually come to defend. I've seen more conservative David Moyes' team come down to the Emirates and defend for their lives. I mean, with West Ham, I've seen him defend against Arsenal with Manchester United. I've seen him defend with Arsenal using Everton at the same time. But again, bro, this was a different approach from David Moyes. Man came to play. There was, I'm not saying that there wasn't defensive discipline showed by Everton, I mean, very tough team to break. They kept that wall, very, very, protected. But again, they did still find, chances to hit Arsenal on the counter-attack. Even apart from the counter-attack, they found open play chances to actually cave open Arsenal's defense. There was bro, after the first half, they had the best chance in the game, when they hit the post once. People, that other chance that they had when, Calafiori, there's someone that Gianni, we got talk. See, Gianni, you're a legend down here, bro, but we have talked today, bro. Calafiori, who you love to hate, You saw that bicycle defending he did against Everton? Bro, that's what you get when you have Calafiori, who is in form and who is ready to play. That's what he can give to you. And again, that wasn't a defensive problem from Arsenal's standpoint. It's the moribund nature of our attack. Our attack is dead. People, we need to understand this, Our attack is dead. Nas came out a couple of years ago, when rappers were wearing skirts and, carrying handbags and, wearing Gucci bags and all that. And he said hip-hop is dead. Bro, Arsenal's attack is dead. If there's any confirmation, for us to get to understand about our attack, it is complete garbage, bro. Look at Martinelli. Come on, bro. Even Trossard is injured. Man can't even take his chances. Bukayo Saka. While I was preparing to come down to the show, I was hearing you guys talk about Bukayo Saka. I've been talking about this a long time ago. Man has been stinking up the place, bro, for a long time. Bro, Waffle Don, you can bear me witness. I've been talking about this, but again, people are not ready to have that conversation about Bukayo Saka. You know why? Because someone uttered the word Starboy. People, when you talk about Arsenal, you want to attach Arsenal with the Starboy's name. I completely get that. Everyone needs a hero. When I was growing up, I used to look for heroes in WWE. I get that. But that time for heroism is dead because there are no more heroes. People, it's a 16-year-old and 73 days old kid is the one that's coming out from the bench to bail us out. He's the one who is looking and saying, you know what, I have to come off the bench. I have to drop a big, big, big bomb pass. And I have to take everything in my own hands and get a goal for Arsenal. People, there ain't no Starboy here, bro. I didn't see any Starboy. And again, when Arsenal gave him that contract, bro, when Arsenal gave him that contract in the middle of the season, bro, I'd offer a horrible performance against Liverpool, bro. because we stank up the place in the second game against Liverpool, and then early in the morning, bam, Bukayo Saka signs a new contract. And it's habitual, bro, because even right now, Arsenal is even discussing terms right now as we speak with Declan Rice. I'm not saying Declan Rice is not good enough for that, contract. But again, let's keep everything contract talks until the end of the season, where we can have a clear head, where everyone is, this is what we've gotten, because Bukayo Saka is now looking at Arsenal board and saying, you know what, you guys are Oreos. I don't have to perform. I've gotten a deal of a lifetime till 2030. I don't need to perform. I've gotten the deal of my life. He's now one of the top high earners at Arsenal Football Club as we speak, bro. He doesn't need to work for it because we've handed it over to him on a platter of gold. Didn't even have to score up to 10
remember
goals
Ozil?
for us to
Remember
hand that over to
Aubameyang?
him.
Yep.
Ozil and Aubameyang, they were our best players. As soon as we handed them a contract, both of them went downhill.
Aubameyang, yeah, but see, okay.
Aubameyang was all right.
The problem with Aubameyang is he got moved out of position. Let's be honest. He got handed that fat contract, then got moved to the left wing and was asked to defend. So I don't blame Aubameyang as much with that fat contract. But to your point with Ozil and to what Tony's saying about Saka, that is definitely the one to compare him to is more Ozil, because Aubameyang getting moved from striker when he was one of the best strikers in the Premier League to left wing. Right, and won us the FA Cup, gets forced out to left wing and is being asked to track back, took away from him. So I don't blame him as much as I would to like what you're pointing out with Ozil. The fact of the matter is this is the problem here. That ball that Dowman put into the box for the cross, to your point, Gunarican, to the way you were saying, Saka keeps cutting it back onto his left foot. Why can't you let that cross go? Put that ball in the box more often. Why is it a 16-year-old that's got to come up with the
Gianni,
idea?
he hasn't evolved. Bro, this is when I went to the football 12th man, bro. Yeah? When I went to the football 12th man, I was telling these clowns out there, bro. Man hasn't evolved, bro. Because Saka as a player hasn't evolved. People look at Rafinha. Yeah? Man has evolved in his play. He's evolved. That's why he's getting those numbers. Look at Olise. He left this league. Man is tearing up the Bundesliga, bro, with giants there, bro. This guy, bro, you're talking about cutting in because that's the only option he's got. That's what he has in his locker, bro. Let's be very frank about it, bro. Yeah? No, forget this thing, Starboy, bro. There's no star here, bro. Yeah? Because when he's on that right-hand side, we know what's going to do next. You know he's going to cut in down to his left. We know that, and he's going to take a shot. He doesn't have the keen vision to actually piece out where his striker is, where Victor Gyökeres is, where someone like Eze is, maybe to just lay over the pass, to just get a snapshot in, or maybe find Zubimendi somehow, some way. No, he's not doing that. Once he turns, immediately cuts in, it's a shot, bro. We know that. And sometimes he skies all those things away. People, we have to start having clear conversations about this Bukayo Saka thing. And again, Gianni, you talked about Ozil, and of course we're comparing it to this situation. Actually, I even have mercy for Ozil. He was surrounded by complete garbage, clowns, jesters all around him. Even our defense, bro. Mustafi and the rest of this lose it. Bro, Bukayo Saka has a different apparatus around him. He has Declan Rice around him. He has Zubimendi around him, bro. He has Julian Timber, who's the best right back in the world, as we speak, right now, who's running that right-hand side with him. And he's doing nothing, bro. So, I mean, we can, bring Ozil into that conversation. I hear it. But, I mean, we are complete clowns around him at the tail end when he lost, all vigor, all action, all activity about him when we gave him that deal. Complete Oreos. I can't compare it to what Bukayo Saka has in midfield. I can't at all. Or what he has in that right-hand side in terms of Julian Timber, who's probably the best flying wing back that we can ever actually dream of having, bro. So it's what it is at this point, bro. It's what it is.
So why don't we move him to the left wing? If he's only going to go left, then make him go left to the byline and whip a cross in for Gyökeres and actually have somebody on the other side like Madueke or Dowman who will get you something.
right? Because our left wingers ain't great. So move Saka to the left. He can't be any worse than Madueke on the left, Trossard on the left, or Martinelli on the left.
Madueke should never go on the left again after that game.
He was awful.
Exactly,
I watched
bro.
him.
I
watched him most of the match. He was awful.
Tony, this is what I wanted to talk to you about because you and me were going back and forth about experimenting. We have to experiment now to exactly what your point was. Our offense is dead. The fact that a 16-year-old is our savior right now after £1 billion spent is an indictment on the manager. And I just want to say one other thing. Not only the offense is dead, look at how tired Zubamendi and Rice are. They made Dewsbury Hall look like a fucking baller when he spun them two idiots in the middle. Dewsbury Hall should not be doing that. That motherfucker was never that good at Leicester City or Chelsea. He should have never been able to be given the room to dribble and dictate the game the way that he was. So those boys need a rest. After this League Cup final, them boys are going to need a rest. They're going to have to miss one of these games in order for us to see it out because the tired legs is a problem. Now,
is it international after
yes,
the Caraboa?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I would if I was Arteta, nobody's allowed to leave the team. I don't give a rat's ass what country.
All y'all got injuries. All y'all got niggles.
Exactly. Everybody's got an injury. We cannot allow anybody to go out and play on internationals. Everybody needs to stay and rest for a week. Fuck that. Because that was the biggest thing for me because like to what you were saying, Waffle, when Kai Havertz started, Everton's back line had a field day. They won every single aerial ball. Kai Havertz was nowhere to be seen on that. And look how far up Everton's back line was with Kai Havertz starting. As soon as Gyökeres got on, the back line had to take 5 steps further back because they were worried about Gyökeres maybe getting a ball over the top. This is why he needs to start. He's a poacher. And to what both Gunnar and Tony said, Saka hasn't evolved. But what's even worse is, how is the 16-year-old smart enough to cut in on the left, which is what Saka only does, and doesn't cross the ball and put a type of ball like that into the fucking box? That should be happening. This is what we've been saying about Gyökeres not getting the proper service all season. And here's the funny thing about it. Go back and watch the Port Vale game at the beginning of the season. Dowman put the exact same ball over the top to Gyökeres from midfield, and Arteta was pissed that he put that ball in. That's why he got.
Oh, you noticed that? That's true, guys. Yeah, go check it. Facts,
and that's
bro.
the point. And
Facts.
that's the point to why, as much as it's troubling, we need to experiment now. As much as I don't want to experiment, we have to get these guys going. Miles Lewis-Skelly, once again, why can he not break into the midfield to give somebody a rest? That game was calling for Lewis-Skelly as soon as Gyökeres got put on to have some type of creative midfield. I mean, and to what Gunnar was saying, the whole game was this. U-shaped the whole time until a 16-year-old kid came on. It's ridiculous at this point. And I will give Calafiori his props for this game. That was a massive freaking save that he did. But I'm sorry, man. That Ndiaye and what's his name? I'm forgetting the other kid, the kid that hit the post, McNeil. They were having good games. Both of our fullbacks look tired. As much as I do want to praise Calafiori for that scorpion kick save, McNeil was giving him the business. And Dwight McNeil is not a winger in my estimation.
Calafiori was one of our best performers in that game. He gave us numbers in the midfield. Apart from giving us numbers in the midfield, it was encroaching deep into the half. And of course, in the final third of that Everton box, he tried a shot on his own. For a fullback, to actually get to such positions, giving us numbers in a place where we don't actually, where our numbers are like complete garbage, like idiots, bro. They're not doing anything, and his numbers there, and he's helping out at the back. What else do you want him to do? And again, we're talking about Kai Havertz here. You know why? You know why he's having a stinker? Because he's doing everything than being a striker, bro. Kai Havertz was playing in right center mid. It was playing in right wing. I'm seeing man defending. I'm seeing man dropping down deep to get the ball to actually encroach, bro. Come on, bro. How do you want the man to strike? Kai Havertz is not even the most physically gifted kind of guy on the pitch, though. So, I mean, all that work rate for what, though?
I agree.
Do you want him to be a striker? Do you want him to be a winger? Or do you even want, bro, what do you want from him? And again, it circles back to the manager.
Exactly.
What he's got in this team. And finally, I'm agreeing right now that we might definitely have to start looking for ways to actually start experimenting just a little bit. Just a little bit, bro. I mean, people, I know 50 Cent said just a little bit, but bro, like, literally, we have to do it just a little bit.
The one thing that I noticed in the game, because I was bored, so I started watching players and stuff. Right, our defenders had the best chance to get forward passes. Our defenders were the most progressive, and when you look at who we have in midfield, you got Eza, you've got Rice, you got Zubimendi. When you're telling me that Saliba is passing the ball more forward than my midfielders, he's actually trying to break the lines. Gabriel's trying to break the lines. Hincapié is trying to break the line. Like, when our defenders have more space to shoot and create than our midfielders, there's a fundamental problem with our system. There's something wrong with how we play. Another thing that I noticed is we don't shoot when we have space. We have to take 14 touches, and then we allow the defense to come on us. And how many shots did we take where they hit the Everton defender? When you could have taken one less touch.
Majority of them. Majority of the shots were hitting Everton.
Exactly. And Bukayo Saka is one of the worst people at it. Taking 16 touches. Just shoot the ball. You never know. It might bounce off the defender and give you something. That's what Dowman gives you. He says, I'm going to cross it. It doesn't matter. If it bounces off somebody, cool. And we got to go.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But we do this thing where our defenders are the only ones who are trying to take first-time shots. They're the only ones trying to get the ball forward. And our midfielders are taking 67 touches and not going anywhere. Like, you take 67 touches to pass the ball sideways and backwards. I didn't see anybody turn and try to actually run at Everton. And like you said, Everton's midfield, they're not that great. Big up, E-Rock. Like, they're not that great. But we made them look like they were going for the title. And we've done it a lot this season. We did it against Liverpool. Look at Liverpool against Spuds. You telling me we couldn't score one goal against that team?
Facts.
Not a single goal?
Well, that haunts me to this day, man. But Gunarican, I want to ask you something here, because you was at the game, yeah? And me and Gianni touched on this earlier. Injury concern to Timber right now. You saw him go down, the first time. He got up and he still played on, and then he came off again. So what was going on? What did you see from the stands? What was going on? Because I wanted him off. As soon as I saw it, I wanted him off.
When he went down the first time, my collective was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
I think Timber is one of our best defenders. I think he's one of our most important players. And my problem with Mikel is he flogged. This is the thing that we were thinking, right? So Timber goes down and Ben White starts warming up. So I'm like, okay, maybe, Ben White, he might not be fully fit, but maybe Mikel says, all right, I don't want to risk it. Let's put Ben White out there. Let's see what he gives us. Or MLS, anybody else. But he made him play on. And he looked like he was all right. And then he goes down again. And still, I'm like, why don't you put Ben White on? And Ben White didn't come on. He put on Mascara. But my thing with Mikel Arteta has always been he's always reactive instead of proactive. He's always reactive, right? The only reason he put Max Dowman on, let's be honest, fellas, is because his back was against the wall. He had nobody else. Fact. If Odegaard was there, I guarantee you Odegaard's coming on before Max Dowman. 1,000%. So when your back's against the wall and you need some attacker, then you'll be like, who I got left? And that's all he did. He threw on as many attackers as he had, and it worked. But let's not act like it was something that he was, and he says in his press conference, I knew it was going to be special. Bullshit. You had your
Nah, Gunarican. Nah, I mean, I don't agree with you.
He act like he knew that Dowman was going to come on.
I think that's a wrong statement. That's a wrong mentality in looking at that. And again, see, I'm not trying to bust your bubble, my bro. Yeah, pause. But this is the thing. Yeah, he did not panic with that with that Dowman substitution.
So you think if Odegaard's there, he's bringing
he brought him
Dowman
on in the 70-something minute, bro. Usually he would bring in that guy usually in the 80th minute. That's in the 80th minute, it's 5th minute in the Premier League game. This was one of the earliest he's actually brought in Max Dowman into a game in the second half. That wasn't panic in any way. And again, he still had Gabriel Jesus, who he trusts, by the way. Arteta trusts Jesus, even if he's a failing guy and has failed at this football club, he trusts him more than he would ever trust Max Dowman, bro. But he chose to bring in Max Dowman. See, this is the thing, yeah. I saw many people who were saying that, this Max Dowman, why is he bringing Max Dowman? We have experience off the bench. Why should he, and he brought him on and he did what he did. See, this is the thing, yeah. I'm ready to say Mikel Arteta has faults, has problems, but there's no way you're going to sit down here and fault what he did in terms of substitution.
I'm not.
When someone does something good, give him his props, yeah? Give him his props. Because I don't have any agenda, bro. I've not sold my soul for YouTube money, so I can say anything I want to say, it is what it is. So he brought in Gyökeres, that later turned out to be something good for the team. He brought in Max Dowman at the right time. Again, you also have to remember that bringing in Max Dowman at that particular time when there was tired legs in that Everton team. Mind you, I told you, Everton weren't only defending, bro. They came to play. They came to win. They came to win, actually. So they've already actually had tired legs. So it takes, I'm not saying Arteta is a genius or whatever. No, that's not what I'm saying. But it takes a manager who thinks well, yeah, to actually say, you know what, yeah, maybe, okay, the tired legs down there in that defense, in that Everton defense, the tired legs down that right-hand side, the tired legs in that midfield, maybe, just maybe Max Dowman will be a more better sub than maybe a Gabriel Jesus off the bench. And he gave Max Dowman that time. Mostly you have to check the timing. He came on. He came earlier than the 80th minute. Give me around something minutes. Someone check the time for me. But something, that's a whole long time. And he knows that, that Everton defense already getting tired. They started legs in midfield. And we saw it. When Max Dowman started cooking, I mean, their legs started telling them. I mean, who was the last guy that he took the ball up like he dribbled in midfield before scoring that goal? The guy just collapsed. He didn't get up. He collapsed. Man slept on the field. The tired legs. So it's good for a manager to also, again, one thing I found out is that we have a complete novice in this job. Yeah, but man, Arteta is learning on the job even after 6 seasons. He's learning, bro. He's not a pro. He's learning on the job. So it's what it is. He got the substitutions. He got the substitutions bang on, bro. And that's it. He deserves praise for that, bro. That's what we're doing.
I gave him praise. Two things can be true. He made the right substitutions, but he can also make substitutions because his back's against the wall. Those things aren't mutually exclusive, right? At 75 minutes, if you're looking at that and you know that Everton are coming on you, you have to do something. You can't just sit there and say it's okay. So his back was against the wall. That's true. Do I give him credit? Yes, and I've given him credit for bringing on Dowman because he also left attackers on. He didn't take Saka off for Dowman. He left Saka on. He took Zubimendi off. I gave him 100% credit for it. I agree. But two things can be true. His back was against the wall, and sometimes if you throw enough crap at the wall, something will stick, right? But if you're Arteta and you're looking at it, of course, he's had no choice but to play Max Dowman. He knows Jesus isn't good enough. He's got nobody else really on the bench. Odegaard's not there. So, yeah, he has no choice but to play Max Dowman. So let's not act like it was a thing that he was like, I'll play Max Dowman on the 80th minute and we'll turn this around. No, his back's against the wall. Everton are on us. Who can I put on who's actually got legs? Who can I put on that I haven't run into the ground? Max Dowman's an obvious choice.
And to add to that, who isn't predictable? That's the other point is who isn't predictable. If you throw, listen, if Jesus comes out, we all know where Jesus is getting played. He's getting played at the striker position, not at the wing position. We all know this. We all know this, that Jesus is coming on in the striker position. That's why I give him credit for throwing Gyökeres on. Dowman is the only one that is unpredictable because you don't know what he's going to do. Everybody knows what's happening with Jesus. Like what Tony said about Havertz. Havertz is playing everywhere but the striker position. That's the reason why we haven't won a fucking Premier League before this season. Because he's doing everything but being a proper striker. That's why if you look at everything as a whole, yes, Arteta's back was against the wall. You do have to give him credit because he got the substitutions. But the bigger question is, why weren't these guys playing from the beginning? Saka, for me, I'm sorry. After that Leverkusen game, Madueke should have got the start on the right. Because everybody who talks about Madueke on the left, I'm sorry, man. His right foot is not good enough for him to cut into the middle, coming off the left the way he does on the right. He should never play left wing again. My personal opinion. I've said this time. I'd rather give Gabriel Jesus the left wing than put him as a striker just to see what he could do, because that left wing is the biggest problem for this team right now. And like I said, coming into this game now against Leverkusen, personally, Madueke starts on the right, Dowman starts at the left. I don't give a rat's ass if the kid's 16. We got to win this game. We're the ones that's going to have to take the initiative to go on to win. Leverkusen's playing with house money at this point that they've gotten this far in the Champions League. So
can I say something about Madueke? Right? Because I was at the game.
Sure,
I was watching the pre-match, right? And it's funny Gianni says that about his right foot. So Madueke takes a shot, right? You know how like pre-match they all get the shots at the keeper.
Yeah.
He takes one on his right foot, bro. When I tell you that ball almost touched me at the top of the North Bank when he shot it, was when he did. I'm not lying. When he kicked that ball, I said I already know it's gonna be peak for him to be on the left wing, because he took it from the left wing and he went to score, and the ball went to Narnia. Right? It's probably still floating out there somewhere. So I knew that he wasn't going to be good on the left because, and like you said, Arteta tried to fit square pegs in round holes. Why not try Bukayo Saka on the left? He's lost a step. He's only going to do one move, but at least you got Havertz in there. He can jump every now and then. You know, at least you got Gyökeres in there. He can jump. Like, try something new. But putting Madueke on the left,
no, she never had
on the left, to be honest.
Yeah, in my opinion,
he's the last person we haven't tried.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to see Madueke on the left ever again. I'm sorry. I'm done with that. And the same thing. Now, Saka, the thing is Saka be able to cross. But my problem is with Saka is I think Saka needs to get a fucking break. He needs to sit down somewhere.
But how many times do we say the same thing, Gianni? And you know the last game he played? Who's the last game he played? Was it against Leverkusen?
Yes.
And he was terrible, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he got
so why is he starting against Everton? This is what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand.
He's the captain.
No idea. I mean, listen, whether we call it a soft penalty or not, Madueke did his job and earned a penalty. Whether it was a soft penalty or not, he did the job. He got us a penalty. We ended up tying the game, which we got lucky in that game against Leverkusen, if we're being honest with one another, right? That alone should have been giving you the chance to go on for him to play that game against Everton, in my opinion. Eros, I hear it. I don't like Madueke that much either, but you have to give somebody props when they're playing well. Madueke's on a hot streak right now. Like I said at the beginning, Arteta screwed him up by throwing him on the left-hand side. Madueke should have easily been given the starting job for the right wing for this game alone, to sit Saka. Because again, here's the bigger question now. And I'm sure we're going to get into it, but if you run back this same team that you threw out against Everton, Leverkusen is a much better team than Everton is. They are a much better team across the board than Everton is, first and foremost. We're the ones that are the favorites to win the Champions League. If we see that bullshit U-shaped football against Leverkusen, who just earned themselves a draw against Bayern,
we're going to talk about Leverkusen next, actually.
But if you go into that U-shaped football again with a team that just managed to get a draw against Bayern and actually took some initiative against Bayern, I'm not feeling too confident with that, especially after what we just saw. I'd rather, again, I'm throwing, like what Gunarican says, you throw enough shit against the wall, something's going to stick. At this point, let Madueke and Dowman go direct, get free reign. I would go so far to say, listen, front three, I don't even want you to come back and defend. You three sit up top. We'll get you guys the ball. Madueke, Dowman, do what you want to do. You want to dribble around 5 guys and take a chance? Do it. Gyökeres, I don't want you to do nothing what Havertz just did against Everton. Go get your ass in the box and get ready to start shooting when Madueke and Dowman put the ball in the box. That's all we need to do from this point. And Eze, man, I'm telling you, Eze, I'm trying to give you as much lean as possible. And it's a 50-50 thing with me with Eze. Because Eze, one, is being hit with the same bullshit that Odegaard's getting hit with being asked to come back and defend. He needs to be further up the pitch. It's exactly what Tony said. The offense is going shit. And even with new players, the offense is going shit because we're doing the same thing over and over again. For me, Zubimendi and Rice, sit back and defend. That's all I need you to do. Cover the back line. You could push one of the fullbacks up, have somebody else cover it just to make sure that you're covered. Eze, Madueke, Dowman, and Gyökeres, go do what you got to do. Go create some offense for us because what we're doing with this U-shaped is dog shit. It's real
but
bad.
The problem there is that Declan Rice is not that guy that would naturally want to sit back. Naturally, he would want to run that number 8 role. You know, he would want to. I mean, people already have that at the back of their heads that he's not going to stay
that's
back.
When
he's going to
Zubimendi
try to be in the attack. He's always going to try to, get into the enemy territory, try to drift the ball around. He's never going to be that kind of guy that people think he should be, to just sit back and just soak up all the pressure. Declan Rice is even doing triple jobs, bro. Man even have to defend. Yesterday, bro, man was back there defending heavily for Arsenal. I mean, how do you even want?
Yeah, but that's what Zubimendi went off yesterday, didn't he?
Bro, I'm not just seeing it, bro. I mean, I'm not. See, yeah. Let's just state the obvious, yeah. Let's just state the obvious, yeah. It's not gonna get better, yeah. Let's just think this out from now to the end of the season. Win the league. And then let's know that, okay, we're going to the transfer window to go get in some killers. Because if we're thinking of using the same team to actually replicate any of this thing we're doing in terms of winning games next season, it's not going to be possible, bro. Because we've used them to the dregs. Rice is knackered because he's covering hella space, bro. Hella space, bro.
He's doing
even when he's got with the ball off the board, he's covering a lot of space, bro. How do you expect him to, cover offensively, be a focal point in defense, back up the midfield, bro? It's not gonna happen, bro. Even Zubimendi, man, is knackered. All these guys are all knackered, bro, and it's happening all at the same time because all these guys have played how many games now? Declan Rice should be playing something like nearly up to 40 games already, bro. Already.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's hard, and even his own goals have dried up. I mean, people, I'm not trying to be, smart here, but I mean, even the goals of the Declan Rice guys, I mean, even the set piece goals, guys, everything has disappeared. Can you see it? Everything has disappeared. See, every bit of confidence, every bit of anything result-oriented in our midfielders is gone. Even Zubimendi that used to even walk up in that number 8 position, man, is even afraid to even go up there now, bro.
Because their legs are gone. You can't be creative without legs.
Guys, we're going a bit off track right at the moment. I really want to stay on track here because there's a question from here, and I want to talk about the Bayern Leverkusen game because we're going to talk about this game, but then we're going to talk about the Caraboa Cup final as well. But as far as I'm concerned, tomorrow is a very important game that we need to get through tomorrow. There's a question from here from Drew. He's saying, is it too early to ask, do we start Max tomorrow or will this topic pop up later in the show? Can I say my thoughts first, please, because I know you man are going to jump on me, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was on the show with Kate the other day and I asked the same question. And I'm not saying he's not ready to start, but I think you have to be strategic with Max Dowman. You have to understand, that the start of the game, the other team's at their most physical. The other team's at their most powerful. I think Max, for now, is that guy that can come on in the second half and impact like he did against Everton the other day. I'm not saying that he can't start. I'm not saying he's not good enough to start, right? I just want to protect him a little bit more because he's come back from an injury. Remember, he had a big injury and he was out for a long time.
Again. Oh my God!
I don't want to see Arteta mashing this brother up. I don't want to see our talent being mashed up badly. But that's my opinion. You lot can chime in now.
I agree, but not because of the injury. I agree because I think
in the building.
I think he gives us the best opportunity when the legs get tired. I would put Trossard or Saka out there, let him run around, and then when the legs get tired, I put Madueke and Max Dowman and just go at them. Just put them away. That's why I would have him on the bench. And I wouldn't bring him on the 80th minute. It'd be like 60 when I brought him on.
See, I disagree with that. I'd let the kid start. I'm sorry. If you're good enough, you're good enough. I don't care what age you're at.
Where is he? Hold on.
Gianni, legend. See, Gianni, I mean, I would like you to complete what you were about to say, but bro, man, what is all this things we're hearing? Protection, bro, Arsenal is not a protection company, bro. We're not a security outfit, bro. See, guys, what is all this? What are we doing? Shout out to Don C, my brother. See, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here? Protecting who? Look at Waneri. We've been protecting that guy. Let's don't use him. Let's protect the kid. Let's do this, bro. What are we What are we talking about? Well, actually 7 more games to glory, bro. That's half of my age, bro. So in years I've not, bro. If we leave it down to all these other clowns we have in this team, like the Bukayo Saka, and I can't say it, people. I can say it, yeah, because Bukayo Saka hasn't given us anything, bro. So I can say it because if bro, members of our community who are whites can't even really say this, bro. They can't even say anything against Bukayo Saka because the people out there who will call them racist. But this is the thing: he has been bank average. He's not even up to average this season, bro. What are we protecting this kid for, bro? It's not like he's been playing from the start of the season to the end of the season. He got injured mid-season, and he did not even really start games for Arsenal, bro. He was playing for the under-21s. So what is the bad thing if this guy gets 7 more games from now to the end of the season? That's not career ending. What's this protecting we're talking about, bro? Well, see, we're this close, to getting to that title. What are we talking about protection, bro? There ain't no protection here. Let's go win these trophies, and then we'll talk later on about that, bro. Because it's just 7 more games. Let's go with it, bro. Let's go with it, bro.
I'll take it one step further to what you're saying. What's the point of protecting the kid if we know this kid's going to be getting regular minutes next year? Get it early. Get the experience now of what it takes to win with that pressure on you so that next year it's even better when you're getting older.
And we said that we want Waneri. He's in Marseille now.
Waneri, here's the problem with what happened with Waneri. Waneri got into a fallout with Odegaard. He fell out with Odegaard before Odegaard fell out with Arteta. That's
the funny thing is, Dowman's not always going to impact games like you think he's going to impact games.
He's not, but it's better to get that experience. Look at here.
Yes, it is. It definitely is.
What's the team that we're all worried about in facing in the semifinal of the Champions?
What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying though. You need a level of matureness as well when you're playing in games as well. Max Dowman is a hell of a talent, but he's not always gonna produce what he did against Everton each game.
I hear that.
That's the point I'm trying to. That's the point. I'm not
saying but again, he has the potential to do that, bro. He has the potential to do that.
Yes, potential.
And not only that,
potential to do that every single game because he has the skill set to do that, bro. And again, we're talking about this, bro. Barcelona didn't protect Yamal, bro. Man is a young
dude. Or Gavi.
Even Manchester City, O'Reilly, bro. There's no protection for the guy. Man keeps playing week in, week out. And he's doing quite well for Manchester City. What's his protection we're talking about, bro? Whereas protection taking players like Waneri sold out to Marseille when we need killers down here to help us out win the title, bro. Bro, let's get Max Dowman in, bet him in quite quickly right now because, bro, I saw him put Dujri Hall, bro, on the floor, flat-footed, bro. Man slept on the floor and you're telling me that guy is 16-year-old? Oh, God, you guys have to be kidding me, bro. Man slept on the floor. A professional footballer slept on the floor. It's like Debo knockout. Like when someone like Don C knocks you the fuck out. That's how you're gonna lay on the floor. And you're telling me that guy is not an adult? Oh my days, people! Please leave me alone. Not today, devil. Not today. Not today.
I want him.
Not
I
today.
want Max in the 10. I want Max in the 10 if he starts, because I think he gives you more than Ezra.
No,
I'm
putting
Eze
in the 10 and Dowman on the wing. I want Dowman on the wing.
Down the wing.
You being like you guys are saying, him being that young, give him that freedom of ability on the wing with both feet. We've been screaming for that. The same. Saka's got 2 feet. He don't use his right foot. So what Gunarikin said earlier, he's scared to go to the touchline and actually try to cross the ball in with his right foot or use it to dribble in along the last line along the goal line. I'm sorry, man. Dowman's got to get the start now. Like what we've been saying about everybody else. Eze had to work his way to get the start over Odegaard, right? Dowman, whether he's been on the bench or not, has earned the start now over the wingers because we ain't getting shit from these guys. The left wing position is the worst position in this team. He needs to start there. Madueke just proved he can't play left wing. Throw him on the right. Keep him on the right. That's all you're going to do. We need you to dribble, put the ball in the box. Eze, play further up the pitch. If you put Eze further up the pitch and closer to Gyökeres, you got 2 goal scoring. You got 2 guys that have goals in them. Stop making guys play like what Tony said earlier with Havertz. Let guys play in their actual fucking positions and not do the jobs of others. That's why we got a problem with everybody being tired. That's why Rice is gassed. Rice is running from one box to the other 95 minutes every fucking game because the number 10's playing defensive when I've never seen a number 10 play defensive in my life of watching football. And Zubamendi's trying to do the same thing, and he's getting confused with the ball at his fucking feet because he doesn't have any legs anymore. Let these young kids go. Fuck that. Barcelona, why is it that Arsenal has to come up with this shit? When we see the team that we're worried about to face in the Champions League is Barcelona. Pedri got thrown out there at 16. Gavi got thrown out there at 16. Pedri, if he's
always be Arsenal, bro.
He's one of the 3 best midfielders in the world because he got those minutes at a young age. If you want to look at the kid from Bayern, Leonard Carl, 17. They're not fucking protecting him. Throw him out there. Let him get experience because here, if Dowman's our most important player and we win the league with him at the final stretch, right? Now the kid's got the experience. Now you walk into next year with possibly one position that we were thinking about having to spend $100 million on. You got a kid who can already take that position over, and you can look to facilitate the rest of the team so that winning a title this year isn't the only title going forward to where now you got years of success. So again, Carl is a baller, but again, they're not protecting him. He's 17. If you're good enough, you're old enough. That's the rule that they always said.
Sure. So my question, Gianni, do you think that Mikel Arteta, if he starts, he will allow Max Dowman the freedom to do whatever he wants? So I think that's an issue as well, because you just talked about Max Dowman pinging the ball over and getting yelled at. So do you think if he starts, he will get the freedom that Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard has? If he does, I'm right there with you. If he allows him to be Max Dowman, I'm right there with you. I just don't think that this manager, one, because it makes Odegaard look stupid, it makes Bukayo Saka look worse. Right, and this manager's all about PR, right? Bro, I know what we're saying.
Also, as well, we haven't got Timber now, yeah. So when you're starting him now, you're relying on Mosquera and
who's
Timber,
another youngster. Who's
huh?
Another youngster that's going to have to get the minutes and get learned to that level now.
Yeah, I suppose.
It is what it is. And again,
but Mosquera has played more minutes. That's the only difference.
Yeah, he has, but Mosquera hasn't played minutes at this level and at this crunch time. He was with a shit Valencia team.
Yeah, but
Mosquera's played more minutes, and that's reality. First and foremost, yeah, Gianni, it's a pleasure to meet you. Big up, yeah, we can big up, Waffle big up, and Claude big up. That's what I'm saying. Look, yeah, you might make some great points. I'm more with Gianni, but it's more like a roulette for me because what you're saying sounds great. You know what I'm saying? You give him the freedom to play and all of that, he will cook. But then if it doesn't go our way, Arteta would have made the biggest mistake of his life. You see, with me, I do not want to rely on a 16-year-old player to get us through to the next round when we supposedly have the best team in this country. This is what I'm saying, or the best squad. Yeah, having him come on and him start, like compared, it's like this: having a cameo and playing a full 90 is 2 different things. Because having a cameo, you're playing against tired legs. You know what I'm saying? So, like that game, he would always look good. He's got so much energy. He's so enthusiastic. He wants to come in and do his thing. And the goal that he scored is only going to breed confidence. but we shouldn't have to rely on him going forward. Do you know what I'm saying? He's better than Madueke at this age. He is a fantastic baller. But then we saw that in Saka, and look what happened 7 years later. Do you know what I'm saying? More through injuries, being overplayed, just because we have relied on him. Yeah. You see, I want us Arsenal fans to take it one game at a time or one step at a time, especially with this kid, because he could be a diamond or a diamond that turns into a coal. Yeah, meaning backwards, right?
I heard.
And the thing is, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not agreeing with anyone. This is what I'm saying. I'm more sitting on the fence of whether we should start him tomorrow or whether we shouldn't. But that's a dilemma that Arteta has. I'm happy to be in this moment because I can't tell you the last time I've been so excited. And I'm one of Arteta's biggest haters. I can't stand the dude. I still want him going. But do you know how excited I am to actually be in this position? Because normally we would have gone out of every single cup competitions or we've relied on one. You know what I'm saying? We put all our eggs in one basket and then the egg turned rotten. You know what I'm saying? I'm so excited to be in Everton. I'm so excited to go into that match tomorrow at home. Yeah. So if anything, like even though it's a draw, right? And I'll give Leverkusen like as much respect as possible because in that first match, they did to Arsenal what we do to other teams. They scored an early goal from a set piece and then they shut up shop because there's a reason why they drew 1-1. That drove Bayern Munich. There's a reason. And people are saying that Arsenal played horrible. No. Yeah. Leverkusen allowed us to play that way. We're at their ground. It's a volatile ground, yeah. Now they're coming to us. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see us sitting back. I don't want to see us trying to play on a counter-attack. I want to see us from minute one, yeah. I don't care if your legs are tired. You man get paid handsomely. You know what I'm saying? You man better fucking do your whole thing, put all your spirit into everything, yeah. I don't like. For me, it's more of it's a win and nothing less. Because if I want my Arsenal to go out, I want us to go out against a team like Barcelona, against Bayern Munich, against Real Madrid. You tell you why? Because I respect them, man. Yeah, I don't respect them straight up and down. Yeah, we've got a better team than them, right? We're in a better position than them. Where it seems like, and I can't believe I'm saying this, we are going to actually win this fucking league. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Yeah. Put that energy into that because I don't want to hear about tired legs because what? Come Sunday, are we supposed to have tired legs? This is what I'm saying. I want to see these man them, yeah, put everything on the field. Whether it's Saka starting, Madueke starting, Dowman starting, Eze starting, I don't care. All I want is after that 90 minutes, that W. This is what I'm saying. It's because I'm tired of being laughed at, bro. Yeah? Like, bro, I keep on saying to people, the last time we won a major, I had hair. You get me?
Man had hair, bro.
Yeah? I want to be able to, you know what, yeah? I want to be able
hair, bro.
The best and say, do you know what, yeah? We're on our way to lifting the Champions League. We're on our way to lifting the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? So right now, yeah, for me, the conversation is all good, but Arteta, just do your job. Pick the man them. This is what I'm saying. I want Dowman to start, but I'm scared for him to start. Do you know what I'm saying? In the same breath.
You know what? Can I just
I agree with everything you've said, but there's some holes. Pause, people. There's some holes I'm seeing in that argument in some way. I mean, you're talking about energy, bro. Bro, have you looked at the team lately, bro? You talked about energy, bro. Yeah, but when you look at that game, does anyone there looks like anyone that has any leftover energy, bro?
Them dudes, all of them are empty from the first one.
Completely drained. Bro, we can't go into these games yet, bro. It's just like your car. Dante, I know you have a luxury car. I mean, you can't tell your luxury car, yeah, to move because you're a luxury car. Just move. No, it doesn't happen. Your luxury car will break down when the engine is not engineing at all.
Tony,
it's not going to work. It doesn't matter whether it's a £2 million car. It doesn't matter if it's a 17,000 pound car. If the engine is tired and there's no energy running through the veins of that engine, it's gonna die, bro. The car.
The only way I agree with Dowman,
it's not gonna move. So when you're talking about energy, bro, look at the game. There's no more energy. Arteta has run them down to the ground, bro. There's no energy, bro. So this is why me and Gianni are standing on business about this Max Dowman thing. When I was talking about Max Dowman, Gunnar Rican laughed me off just last week, only to go watch him on his channel buzzing about
let me ask you a question, Tony.
Max Dowman contribution. I mean, see, people, these are the things we see. But again, see, people, I want Max Dowman to stop, because when we're looking at how Arsenal is playing right now, no cohesion, no aesthetic. There's nothing, bro. Bro, I can't even watch an Arsenal game, bro, and feel okay. I'm always bored. I want to get out. I just wanted to just put the ball in the net and just walk out. That's how bad it is.
Tony,
and people, I do more watch alongs than any of you guys down here, apart from the Waffle Don. I do more watch alongs because I've been following the season all through. I know what these games are all about. These are boring, draining games, bro. Yeah? So if Max Dowman is coming in to give us something, at least, bro, look, the only thing people were talking about in that Everton game was what Max Dowman did. The showmanship, the aesthetic. It brought back beauty back to the game. And that's what I want to see. Bro, Dante, you've been to the stadium many times. You live in London. Gunnar Rican, you've been to games too. I've been to games when I was in London. Yeah? But again, this is the thing, You can't pay your hard-earned money to go watch Arsenal do that madness, bro. Week in, week out. You get tired, bro.
Yes, you know what?
And if Max Dowman is the only thing that will bring back this aesthetic and also bring back the wins for us, bro.
Tony,
bro, at this point, what do we have to lose? What do we have to lose? 7 more games. 7 more games, and we win this. And we say, Max Dowman, take that 3-4 month rest. You want to rest, bro. We can do this, bro. We can. Tomorrow. We're almost there. Almost there, bro. Almost there.
So anyway, I wanted to make a point, So, and sometimes you've got to take the emotions out of conversations when you're having conversations, because we all believe, that Dowman is a special player. We all want him to be the man, But the reason why I agree with Johnny to play him on the left is because the backup in Capier. On the right, I think it's a problem. And I'm talking about the Leverkusen game tomorrow, because Grimaldo, he ran Timber and Saka mad, in the last game, So guys, you got to start thinking a little bit more tactical instead of just like, what Dowman gives us going forward. At the end of the day, we also have to understand, that this team, they ain't got no pressure on them really, so they don't need to worry, so they can go all out attack and do what they have to do, Remember, without Timber, we're weakened in defense, In Capier, I trust him on that left-hand side. The right-hand side, do I trust Mosquera and Dowman on that side? I don't think I do. I'll be real with you. Unless we're banging 3 goals in that first half and killing the tie in the first half, then that's cool.
And that's
the only issue.
And to that point, that's the whole reason why I'm saying you start Dowman and Madueke. Go guns blazing from the start. And if you want to throw Saka and then whoever the hell else at the left wing to see it out defensively once you've taken the lead, cool. I'm fine with that. But we got to stop this whole bullshit of U-shaped football and not taking the initiative from the start. Because it's to the point now, Arsenal only takes the initiative for maybe 7.5 minutes? Because they're so run into the ground, as Tony was saying, we have no energy. We look good for maybe the first. Let's even double it. Let's say the first 15 minutes we look good. That game against Everton, we weren't creating chances in the first 15 minutes from the start. We look like shit the whole fucking game. The whole game we look like shit. That's why I'm saying let Dowman go on the left. Let Madueke start on the right. Start Gyökeres. Fuck Havertz. You ain't getting in this number. You ain't getting a striker position no more unless it's off the bench, as far as I'm concerned.
People are begging him to come back, mate. People are begging for Havertz to come back. And look.
Yeah, and they saw what happened. Michael Keane, who's been a bum. Michael Keane's been a bum ever since Ancelotti left fucking Everton. Looked like a world-class center back against fucking Let's be real.
I agree with that.
Michael Keane's a fucking bum. He's a bum.
Can I be devil's advocate though? This is the thing, because we're all high with dopamine. We saw Max Dowman. What if it goes wrong? What if Max Dowman comes on and Grimaldo spins him for 60 minutes? Right? These 16-year-olds, I'm just saying, these 16-year-olds aren't Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo 16-year-olds.
Yeah, but at
they're
the
not
same
tough,
time,
right? So all it takes is Max Dowman to have 50 minutes of a bad game, and then guess what? His confidence is gone, and we never actually see the player we can play, right? I get where you want him to start, but if he's going to start, it has to be with a plan. You can't just leave him out there, and if it's going wrong, just leave him out there on his own.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that right now.
Mikel Arteta will, though. That's the thing.
I hear
it. Have you ever seen Max Dowman's confidence go in any game he has played for Arsenal? In any senior game he has played? And inclusive preseason. Inclusive of the preseason games he played. Have you seen any game that he's lost confidence
10 games?
No, it's just a simple
going on a small sample size. That's what I'm being devil's advocate.
You talked about him losing confidence. It's not a Wayne Rooney.
Has he played in the Champions League already?
Bro, do you know what? Yeah, when I see Max Dowman, it reminds me of a young Messi.
I'm sure he has.
No one has that kind of first touch that I've seen like that. The only person I've seen that have that kind of first touch in recent time is Sesko. That Benjamin Sesko, that because he has a very good first touch. Bro, I've never seen anyone in recent times who have the kind of first touch that Max Dowman has got, bro. And again, bro, you talked about him losing confidence. Bro, I don't think so. I think that kid is tough, bro. Yeah, in preseason, he was the best guy that we had in preseason, bro. And we didn't play our best player in preseason in the starting games of the season, bro.
Can I ask a question quick? Yeah,
yeah, man.
We was talking about energy and so forth, and how Arsenal like energy. Can you name me 7 games that Arsenal that we've seen Arsenal play good?
No,
this season.
There you go. Because I don't think it's an energy thing.
3.
It's just a style of football that Arteta wants us to play. It's a kind of thing where, for me, that we kind of bore people into like what's that word?
Submission.
Submission. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, because it's like this year we play so slow, we make people lose concentration. We get a set piece or an odd goal here or there. This is what I'm saying. And that's what it is for me. Because when we're talking about energy, I can't barring the FA Cup victory, where we played what is it, that false 9 or Wakanda forward line? I'll call it. You know what I'm saying? The Atletico Madrid game, right? Tell me another, and the Tottenham, but Tottenham, they're crap in it. We all know this shit in it.
Yeah,
tell me
don't include those 2 games.
Tell me other games where you've seen high energy, high intensity.
Leeds, we played all right. We played well against Leeds.
But Leeds, come on, man. Leeds are okay. Leeds are a decent team, but they're not of the levels or where we should be playing high intensity football against. You know what I'm saying? They're like a third grade team.
Don't you're looking at it. You're looking at it from the standpoint of a collective as a team. And you're not going to find that. However, Arsenal is not a collective team this season. We have individual players who are actually bringing individual brilliance to the game and helping us out. This is where it is. This is where the energy lies since the start of the season, not as a collective, as a team.
Okay, then
I'll give you examples to that.
Tony
started the season very, very well.
Yeah,
it's still very, very good. But his energy levels, everyone knows here, people, that Julian Timber's energy levels, like 4 weeks ago, people were complaining about Julian Timber. Oh, man is a little bit slow. No one is gonna dispute that. There was energy there. But I want to say it's shipped away. People, Declan Rice, it was always running. People, Declan Rice will run the channels. Man will go defend. Yeah, at the start of the season, man will go for crying out loud. Declan Rice got his first goals this season at the start of the season, bro. That's when he got all the goals he scored. The energy was there. But right now, man is not scoring goals. He can't cover the same kind of in the same capacity he's covering now. The energy is gone. People, take a look at Zubimendi. The way he started the season, it's not the way he's playing right now. The energy is gone. And these are individual players who have brought their thing and brought their spin into the team. If you're looking for an Arsenal that's performing team-wise, bro, the last time we ever did that was in that 2022-2023 season, bro. That's where you can look for those kind of energy levels, bro. If you're looking for those kind of energy levels in this period, bro, hell nah, bro. It's boring football and haram football. And you know what? Yeah, I don't really care about if it's haram football, provided it's winning me the league title. I don't care about it. But later on, we'll have to have conversations about it. Like next season, is it sustainable? Because those kind of conversations will come out. Yeah. Again, maybe the boys are also conserving their energy levels. We don't know about that. But what we're seeing right now, the energy levels are gone, bro.
Mate, the energy levels was never there. Our first game against Man United, where was the energy levels there? The game against Liverpool, where was the energy levels against there?
We got away from home at Old Trafford, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a bookie ground for us, bro. And that's at the start of the season, bro. And they just brought in Buemo and they just brought in Kunha. Yeah, there's no way we would just go there and bamboozle them. That our biggest rivals, bro.
One at a time.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we scored this many goals against Liverpool twice, so
yeah. Now, and the thing is, I respect every player on Arsenal's football team. At the beginning of the season, yeah, Zubimendi's narrative was he wasn't up to the standards, yeah, and he looked slower than everyone else, right? Yuri Timber's last injury 3 games ago, he like 3 games before he got injured, he looked poor because he had an injury, and we didn't have no White, yeah, so he's playing injured. This is why he's the his energy levels looked low. You know what I'm saying? This is why we've slowed.
Either way, the energy levels is
one
gone.
thing that we do, yeah.
That's it. Either way.
Tony, give me 1 second, yeah. There's a reason why we get grade 3 injuries a lot and hamstrings injuries a lot, because we do a lot of running forward and backwards. We don't have the best defenders in the league. We have the best defensive team in the league. That's what people get wrong, because we defend as a team and we suffocate teams so high up the field. And then guess what happens? Now all of our players have to run back. This is why we get so many hamstring injuries, and this is why we don't look so good. So it's not just 1 or 2 players that have to sprint. It's the whole team collectively. When you see other teams, the reason why they play mid blocks is because their defenders are in between, so they allow their attacking players to flare and not do that much defending unless they're underneath the cosh. Arsenal defense as a team and we attack as a team. This is why you're getting the same recurrences of injured players in the same. You know what I'm saying? This is why I said to you, tell me 10 matches, just 10, because we played near enough 42 games this season so far, more than Man United will. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Man United, right? Yeah. But why have we got so many injuries to the same players? This is what I'm saying. Players. Because we run so much, and this is why I'm with Rico with the fact of I did not want Dowman to play. I want him to start because he's such an exciting player. But do you know what? Yeah, if I have to take this haram football to win a major trophy, do you know what? Yeah, give me all the haram that we have. You know what I'm saying? Because I will shamelessly celebrate it and say to the rival fans, you know what, brother? Yeah, was it an haram title? Or was it a title? Who cares? I don't care.
Exactly.
You know but at the same time, to add to what you're saying, Don C, it's also tiredness because of the lack of rotation, which is what we've been talking about for a few weeks. It's not only the fact that we attack and defend as a unit, it's also because there's no rotation. Again, that game against Everton and a few of these games has been screaming for Miles Lewis-Skelly to get into this fucking midfield, because we need some new energy in the midfield. Here, to what Tony was saying, where everybody's dead. The Leverkusen game should be looked at a lot more closely, because all the other games that we've had problems, if you look at the loss to Villa, if you look at the loss to United, what did those 2 games have in common? They bum rushed the midfield and overran us in the midfield to then go on a counterattack because of the tired legs. The game against Leverkusen, they didn't do that. They went a man down in the midfield in that 3-4-3. They kept the 2-man midfield with Garcia and Palacios and ran the game. 2 versus 3, down a man in the midfield. That's the only result where we haven't been bum rushed in the midfield. And that's to what Tony's saying as far as the energy levels are so shot, because these guys are fucking tired. They're dead. The whole reason, and if they are dead, at least let them do minimal amount of work, which is the reason why I'm saying start Dowman and Madueke and just go crazy. Zubimendi, right, sit back.
Can I ask a question?
But sorry, let me just quickly say before Guna comes in, yeah? But surely, yeah, isn't that a Rice and Zubamendi thing then? Shouldn't those man be getting rotated? Shouldn't we be playing with maybe Rice or either Zubamendi in games?
Brother, everybody needs to be rotated.
Who do you have on the bench that has the same quality like them?
My question, that was my question. How many minutes has Norgard got? Can anyone answer that question? If it's less than 90, then we know that our manager does not rotate. There's no reason why Norgard.
How many games does Zubamendi cost us?
Facts.
There's no reason he can't play against the lower level teams. He's from Brentford. He captained them. They finished mid-table. Everybody that finished below Brentford, Norgard should be able to get a start. But our manager has not played that guy full 90 minutes.
Facts.
And that's on the manager, right? Yep. Norgard's fresh. That guy could probably run a marathon and still be fresh. That's is fresh. We ain't seen him either. You've been Wanyeri when we could have used him in the midfield. So there's nobody else to blame but the manager. Yes, they're gas, but he could also rotate better. They don't need to play against Port Vale. They don't need to play against,
Mansfield and all
Mansfield
that.
Town. We don't need to see those guys. Why can't Norgard play? I know that we were so happy that we finished first in the Champions League, but could Norgard not have played against Kairat Almaty for 90 minutes?
Criminal.
Could he not have played against Burnley? Could he not have played against Wolves? So, it's great to hear that we're tired. And John C., that's great that you've done that analysis because, it makes sense. It makes sense why we were so tired on the pitch. And that's what I saw against Everton. But it's also on the pitch and off the pitch. Our manager hates rotating. Right. And he said it last year. He said it when we didn't win. I wanted a small squad. But Berta's giving him no other option. You can't complain about a small squad now. You've gotten everything you need. In the beginning of the season, we were gassed. 2 players at every position. Left wing, right wing, midfield. We got 2 players at every position. But guess what? Why are we tired in March? We still got 2 months, gentlemen. We're still in every competition. We were tired, and this is just March. We were tired in January. Let's be honest. We skated through some victories through luck and sheer will. But there's no reason why you look at other teams and they look like they're hitting form and we look like we're dead on our legs from the start and whistle. It's crazy to me.
No, I agree. Brother, to your point, there's no team that we've seen in history that hasn't played a full season and not used rotation. That Norgard point is absolutely spot on. And like you said, if we would have went in thin this season like we did last season, this wouldn't be a title race. We'd be shot. We would have been shot if we went in with a thin squad, 100%. And that is the indictment on Arteta. Again, before Don Ciadan, we all said it. The fact that we're talking about and praising a 16-year-old that he has to start to get the offense going is an indictment on Arteta. There's no 2 ways about it. It's an indictment on Arteta. That's the reason why we need to do the rotation. We got to see this out. We have to see this league out. That's why I'm saying I'd want to see these guys get minutes. Norgard, like you said, Norgard, who is it? Was it AFC always just put it in the chat? He's only got 36 minutes. Yeah, it's right there. 36 minutes in the Prem. What the fuck we doing? What the fuck we doing?
But guys, I also think that another big problem, that wasn't really envisaged by the management this season was that they never foresaw that we will be challenging on 4 fronts this season. So I think this is coming as a big shock to them. I mean, we talk about them. No, sincerely, personally, I don't even think that Mikel Arteta, was really thinking that we would be in 4 competitions.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
By this time.
Bro,
that's what I feel. Because normally he's always out of all these competitions. By this time, last year, by this time, 2 seasons ago, man he's already out of all these competitions already. So
top 4.
This depth we're talking about, is it really depth? This is where I'm going to. Is it really depth? Because right now I'm struggling.
Injuries, it's injuries, Tony.
See, it's not just injuries, bro. It's I think we've slightly overhyped our depth.
There's a difference between quality and depth, Tony.
I hear it. And that's what I'm talking about. We've carefully overreached with this depth. We're always calling depth. Okay, good. You talked about Declan Rice. Good. If we're to rotate Declan Rice now, who are we to bring from the bench right now that would do the same thing that Declan Rice is going to do
But
in
that's why
terms
you
of
have a
quality to
manager.
bring to the
You don't
team?
need him to do
Hey,
the
Score
same
goals,
thing.
cover the same ground. Be that engine
but Rice
room
doesn't
here
score
protecting our
goals.
back
Rice
four.
Rice
Do the
doesn't score loads of
exact
goals.
same thing without any drop in
You don't
quality.
need it.
Nobody. Bukayo Saka. Okay, good. We can talk about Noni Madueke all we want. But at the end of the day, Noni Madueke is not even still giving us some certain kind of goals that we really want to be very, very comfortable at Arsenal right now. He's not giving that to us. So at the end of the day, this depth we're talking about, bro, it's not really there, though.
There's a reason why Rice is
By the way, he started for
there.
Chelsea. He started for
It's not
Chelsea.
even really there. Bukayo
Odegaard
Saka,
started
what has
for
he done?
Brentford.
Trossard, what has he done? Martinelli, what has he done? I mean, see, we can go through all these things, yeah. Even our depth is not depthing. We have problems. We have to go down, and sell some certain kind of players and bring in some certain kind of
That's the
players.
conversation for another
The
time.
thing there is that this management never thought that they would be fighting on all fronts this season. They thought maybe they might be out of the FA Cup. Probably they'll be out of the Caraboa Cup by this time. So with what they have, they could be able to manage and go for the title and go for a big run in the Champions League.
Tony, do you watch the NBA?
Tony, based on Spurs winning the Europa
carry what
last
we have
season
in the team right now.
and Crystal Palace winning last season, it was imperative that we were amongst, going for the league, going for the cups. It was imperative that we done that this season. Maybe the quality in depth isn't correct, and I disagree with you, yeah, because. And I'm going to say this, and you ain't going to like what I'm going to say, yeah, but Rice in the 8 isn't the best at all times, bro. Yeah, he's a £100 million player, and I expect Pedri. I expect levels from him in that position, and sometimes he don't give me that. Yeah, he's got the energy, yeah, and he can run around and do all of this. He's got I think 5 assists in the Premier League or whatever. One thing he's great at is his set pieces. Yeah, one thing he's been excellent at is the set pieces, his corners, and all that kind of stuff. But let's not thing him as what I mean. I think Zubi can play in that 8 at times. They can switch up. I think even Eze can even play in that position at times. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? That's what I personally think. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Yeah, and this was the problem. This is what Gianni and you had a discussion about. Is experimentation earlier in the season, which we didn't do, and now we're thinking of doing experimentation now when it's too late.
Players you're calling will struggle in this league.
Okay,
the players you're talking about will struggle in this league. This is the best league in the world for a reason.
Who would struggle?
Many legends have come down to this league and completely struggled, bro. Struggled, bro.
Tony, I got a question.
So let's leave all this talk about
Tony, I got a question.
Yeah, if he comes down to the Premier League, just 2 touches from a team like Everton, 2 touches from a team like Brentford, I'll be ready to bamboozle, bro. See, this is the best league in the world for a reason.
No. With your class,
this is not Spain, bro.
This is my question.
This player has strived to the extent that he can.
Was Ben White not a starter?
Nah.
Was Ben White not a starter? Was Trossard not a starter? Was Norgard not a starter? Was Havertz not a starter? All our bench players were starters somewhere else. So I don't want to hear that they're not good enough.
Best 10 in the league is Bruno Fernandes, by the way. Yeah,
right. That whole they're not good enough thing, right? If you look at the best teams in history in any sport, basketball, you think that LeBron plays the entire match? No, he doesn't, but they still win games. Why? Because you have players that come off the bench and they don't have to be great. They just have to hold the line. We have more than enough players on our bench that can hold the line. Norgard doesn't have to be messy.
Chemistry.
He just has to make sure that they don't score against us. Madueke doesn't have to be exceptional. He just has to make sure that we can actually get some chances, right? These guys are good enough. Madueke was starting for Chelsea.
I'm not saying that. Again, you're misconstruing what I said. I'm not saying that they're not good enough.
These guys aren't good enough.
I think they're good enough. But again, I think what was slightly over. I mean, we're just putting the depth in some certain form of pedestal that I don't think that we have right now, or they are at.
Who has
Right
better
now.
depth than us?
Okay.
Besides
Can
City.
I quickly say something? Quick,
Yeah,
please?
let
That's
Don
what I'm trying to
land.
say.
Yeah.
Let
Can I
Don
just
land.
say something quick, please? Yeah. Okay. Martinelli came off the bench. Eze put a ball over the top. He ran and scored a goal. Havertz come off the bench, scored a header. Gyökeres come off the bench and scored a goal. Norgard's come off the bench and scored a goal. Ben White came off the bench here and almost scored a goal. Yeah. I've seen Calafiori come off the bench and score a goal this season. I've seen Henkape come off the bench and almost put a brilliant performance in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These are all bench guys. Trossard came off the not Trossard. Odegaard came off the bench here just after injury and scored a goal. Yeah, that's what you call squad depth, and that's the difference between competing and winning. Every single team. We're not lucky to have a Liverpool of last season where you got minimal to no injuries, and we have a beast last season like Salah. We don't do that. We score goals as a team. So you up the team. Yeah, the team numbers, you up the goals. Every player that I mentioned came off the bench and scored a goal, and in pivotal moments. This is the difference between having a squad depth, yeah, and having nothing. Last season, the reason why we fell off, and the last 3 seasons, is because we did not have any squad depth. We couldn't bring on players to change games. Literally, 2 days ago, we brought off a player, and he changed the game. Yeah. So every single player that I mentioned are necessarily not all starters, but they all do a job. Yeah. And this is why you have a big squad. So do you know what? Yeah. When you're beating a team, you bring on a Mascara to shore up the defense. Yeah. When you're losing in a team or drawing, may I add, yeah, you bring on a Dowman, yeah, to change the game. This is what I'm saying. That's what you call squad depth. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why we can not complain like the last few seasons is because if Timber was injured, who do we have brought on? Now we've got Mascara. When Saliba was injured, Mascara played there. And in Cape. When Gabriel was injured, all 3 of them played there, yeah?
Defensively, we don't have a problem.
We had
offensively, we have a problem, though.
Yeah. So
defensively, but again, for 3 seasons now, 3-4 seasons, we've had a good defense. The problem is not with the defense. The problem is people. Do we have a problem with our attack? Because the first issue right now is to actually admit that we have a problem in attack. People, do we really think we have a problem in attack?
Tony, how many goals
do we have a problem in attack, people?
How many goals do we have in the Premier League?
It's a direct question. Do we have a problem in attack?
Our nearest challenger is Man City.
Don't see. Do we have a problem in attack?
Yes.
We scored the most goals in the Premier League.
It's simple. Don't see. It's a simple. Don't see. It's not about arguing. We're not.
2 things could be true though, Tony.
Do we have a problem in attack?
We scored the most goals, and we still have a problem with our attack.
Do we have a problem in attack?
Mate, our attack shares the goals around. We have not got one definitive.
It's not about sharing. It's about, do we have an issue in attack? The same way you talked about our defense, yeah? Bringing in someone like a Mascara for Saliba.
Martinelli, 1 goal.
Mascara has been good. He's been great every time we've called upon him. Bro, has Jesus been great every time off the bench we've called up for him? Has he been great? That's what I'm saying this. You have to first admit that, we have a problem before I can now say, okay, good, let's diagnose the problem now. So, Don C, I'll ask you again. Do we have a problem in attack?
Do you want context? You just want to answer?
I don't want context. I want an answer.
There you go. See, I'm giving an answer without context.
We don't have a problem with attack.
Bro, there is no context because right now we are relying on a 16-year-old kid to come and help us in attack.
Hey, it was 1 game.
But bro, we are relying on a 16-year-old to get us from now to the end of the season, bro.
Without him.
But I hear what you're saying, Don C. But is this also a situation?
We're relying on a 16-year-old to get us over the line against Everton at home. That alone is a big indictment, bro, on whatever we have on the bench attacking wise, bro.
And that's why I was going to ask, is this a situation as well where it's 2 things can be true at the same time? Because while we're saying we have the best offense in the league and we've scored the most, to what Tony's also saying to where we need a 16-year-old. That offense didn't show up in that run against Liverpool or Brentford or Nottingham Forest when we needed it to. So that's why I hear with what Tony's saying that it's on this, and I hear what you're saying as well. This is one of those situations where two things can be true at the same time. And again, it all circles around back to the manager, because on the overarching thing to also what Gunnar Rieken was saying with all of the depth, the managers that we've seen win the leagues in the past and win other leagues, the depth may not necessarily be, your next man up may not even be in the same stratosphere as your starter. But the manager's capabilities gets them to bridge that gap because the manager's good enough to give them confidence in everything else. And that's where a part of this problem is. Whether your depth is at the exact same level or not as the starter, the manager has to be the one to give them the confidence and give them the ability and even the system of play to allow a player to be able to flourish, even if he is not as good as who he is coming off the bench for. So that's where I think it's a bigger problem, because it comes down to the manager with that. And again, the offense, I mean, we've been saying it throughout the whole, since we've even been starting this show. Part of the problems, a lot of our attackers have not been. Yeah, no, we have the most goals as a team, but again, we hit how many games? Look, Villa, we hit 4 in the second half. But the offense, but again, the context with the Villa game was Onana went out and Watkins didn't have his shooting boots on in the first half, where we would have been losing that game by a lot. We've been able to string up performances where, we figure out a way to score goals. But if we were scoring as a team, it could spread the goals around properly against the other games that we've missed where the offense has struggled. This league is over with by now. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
That run with Wolves, that run with Liverpool, that run with Brentford. It's the only reason why we even have a title race this season. If the offense would have clicked at this proper time that it should have, where we should have been putting more in the back of the net, Forest as well. This league's over with. This 7 games, we're like this. All right, league's done. League's done. Let's go ring up this Champions League right now.
I think we don't have a problem with the attack. I think we have a problem with creativity, right? The reason we're dropping Max Dowman is because he's so unpredictable that he can create something, right? Mm-hmm. So to your point, we do score a lot of goals, but they're not creative goals. They're set piece goals. They're things that we practice and they're safe. We take the safe pass. We make the safe play, right? Right now, at the business end of the season, you can't play it safe. Everyone's got tape on you. How many set piece goals have we scored in the last 5 games? Not many.
Mm-hmm. And real quick, Gunnar Rieken, to add to that, when we look at the Champions League, all them referees across all the games with the Premier League teams all stopped all that shit. Is there any reason? There's no coincidence that the referees in Europe stopped all the nonsense with the corner kicks, and everybody in the Premier League did not win a fucking game. That's all I wanted to add on to that.
But once the set pieces dried up, we don't see Nicolas Jover on the sideline anymore, do we? Nope. There's no panning to him.
Like that.
Right? So what we have, Max Dowman gives us creativity. And I watched it. I watched him go left. I watched him go right. I watched him make quick passes, decisive passes. But Kyle Saka's not doing that because he's playing it safe. Odegaard wasn't doing that. He's playing it safe. We don't have an attacking problem. If we can get the ball to Gyökeres, he can score. We've seen it 11 times. If we get the ball, even Kai Havertz, and I'm not the biggest fan of Kai Havertz, but if we can get the ball to him, he can put it in the back of the net. The issue, we're not getting the ball to him because he's having to drop deep because we're not creating anything. We're not creating lanes. We're not creating space. We're just standing there and passing the ball sideways. And Everton, bro, David Moyes, that's his bread and butter. I'll sit here. I'll let you guys pass for 45 minutes. That's all right. It's okay. And I hit you on to make you look stupid. And that's what teams have done to us. So it's not an attacking problem. We score goals, but we can't create anything once plan A fails. Once plan A fails, we don't know what to do. We keep doing the same plan A. Oh, it'll work one time. And that's what Saka is doing. If my first move doesn't work, I'm just going to keep doing it and hope that it works one time. Instead of saying, let me try something. And all of the players have it. And like John said, that comes from the manager. That comes from the coach. That comes from the structure, the safety, not allowing people to express themselves. Max Dowman doesn't have that because that kid went to school and he's probably not around Arteta half the time.
He's probably got less training sessions, and Arteta's like, all right, we'll try you. So he hasn't been. You look at all of the guys that come from the academy, right? That we've seen play. They've all looked like they got something in them. And the longer they stay with this team, the less and less MLS, less and less creative you get. He capped it. Where is he now? France. Chile.
Eze.
Right.
Eze was one of the most creative 10s in the league coming into this team. Now all of a sudden
completely dried up.
But we know all of this already. We know that this is Arteta's style. But listen, people, we're going off track again. By Leverkusen tomorrow, starting lineup. Who are you playing? Who's your starting 11? Let's go around. Let's start with Johnny. Starting 11 tomorrow, and then we go round.
Raya, Mosquera at right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié at the left back. It's going to be Rice and Zubamendi again. It needs to be in a double pivot. Eze at the 10, but then, like I said, right wing Madueke, left wing Max Dowman, striker Gyökeres. That's what I would go for my starting 11 in this game.
GR, what are you saying? What are you saying, GR?
I would do the same, but I wouldn't start Zubamendi. I put Norgard in there. I put Norgard next to Rice and say, all right, you protect the back line, Norgard, and you guys go with them. We're at home. We can't sit back. We can't allow them time and space. Like, we have to go. And you guys convinced me, right? I think Max Dowman can do something on the left wing. I was thinking him on the right wing or in the 10. But left wing, he can't be any worse than what we've seen. I never want to see Madueke on. I don't want L next to Madueke's name at all. Left mid, left wing. I don't want to see L next to his name on the team sheet at all. It's always R, right? But yeah, I think that's good enough. I think we have to get at them early and often. If we can do that, then it'll be a very comfortable game. If we start playing U-shaped, Leverkusen's good at it. So yeah, I agree. That same lineup, but I would put Norgard in there because I think Zubamendi, his legs are gone.
What about you, Tone?
See, people, I would have wished for so many things, people, this is the truth. Number one, because we're talking about creativity here. This would have been a very big chance for us to have someone like Trossard, who would have actually helped us out creatively down that left-hand side, because, we sort of miss him in a way since he's gotten this injury. Mind you, these European teams, for some reason, like playing with a back three, mostly from Germany. That system is just so popular down there. They like playing with that a typical back three. When they're under pressure, they turn into a back four, sometimes into a back five, whenever they're in under intense pressure. That's of Bayer Leverkusen I'm talking about. But typically, it's a back three. What does that mean? There will be space down the wings. So we have to overrun them from the wings. We're at home, innit? So if somehow miraculously Trossard comes back on and is okay, I will bring in a Trossard down there in the left-hand side. And again, people, I want to start Max Dowman down that right-hand side, people. Yeah. We have no other choice than to see someone like Gyökeres, being that number 9 slot down there, and midfield, Declan Rice. Nordgaard. I mean, Gunarikin. That Nordgaard. I mean, I hear it, bro. I would like it. But we all know that Mikel Arteta wouldn't do that.
Oh, Zubamendi's going in.
Yeah, Zubamendi is.
I like that very thought. I like it. But we all know that Mikel Arteta will do what he does best. He'll go for a Zubamendi. So definitely we have to go with a Zubamendi down there, because Nordgaard ain't playing tomorrow. I don't even think he will get any minutes at all. Maybe just 5 minutes to wind down the time. I don't think that man will use it. Then Martinelli would have to be used in the left-hand side if Trossard is in there, but I want to see Trossard. I still believe miraculously.
I think Trossard's injured,
Trossard's still hurt for another couple of weeks.
He's injured.
Yeah, he's still injured for a couple
of weeks. Is he still injured?
Yeah, he's going to be out.
Yeah,
he's going to still be out. That's a big problem creatively now, because Martinelli isn't creating anything for us at all.
No.
He's making those runs, but he's not really creating those chances, isn't it? Exactly.
That's Martinelli, the zigzag man. Zigzags backwards,
Exactly,
doesn't know
bro.
what the fuck to do with the ball.
Exactly, bro. And again, see, people, I'm not taking a pop at him. Yeah, this is the truth. He's making those runs. I'm not arguing that. He's making those runs, but man is not productive at all. He's not getting the goals. He's not actually finding those pocket spaces to actually just drift in and get in. But bro, no, at all. And if he's taking shots, he's putting his head down. How are you taking shots when your head is down all the time?
He's not Brazilian.
On, raise your head up just a little bit. Just
He's
a little
not Brazilian.
bit.
Take his
Back
passport.
Back four. Saliba, of course, definitely. Gabriel, and of course, in that left-hand side, people see, yeah, will be tempted to go with, will be tempted. I know Gianni will be, I mean, his ears will just pop up right now. But see, Gianni, I'll go with a Calafiore for this one. And I have my reason. Reasons. Someone said it here. I don't know if it's Gunarican or someone said it here that Bayer Leverkusen don't even have to come. They're not going to lose anything.
No,
I mean, they're at ease in
money.
This game.
They're playing with less money. This is nothing.
Who said that? Someone said that here. Bro, that's true. They don't even have to do anything, bro. They can just sit back, ride this lock until the end of the matchup, go into extra time, go to penalties. They don't have to come out. Yeah. We are home. We have to push the game forward. Yes. So, we need that extra man since our attack is a little bit drab. How about that? We need Calafiore bumping down that left-hand side interchangeably with Martinelli doing some damage down the left-hand side, because that's the only time we literally do damage at all down that left-hand side, because Martinelli can't be creative. He can't take shots. He's not finding pocket spaces. We need Ricardo Calafiore to be that extra man in midfield and also be that extra man at the opposition box. He's done that. He did that with Everton in the weekend. He could also do that against a pseudo team that believes in defending too. They can't defend resolutely like Everton or like Premiership sides like Wolves, who will sit back there all their lives. They don't care to just sit back in a low block and do it professionally. I don't think Bayer Leverkusen is that kind of side that can do that very, very well. We can break them. I think they're breakable. They're a breakable team. So if we use Calafiore very well and just give him the freedom to just move in certain directions, help us out in that left-hand side, just maybe Martinelli could get something down there. Down the right-hand side, Benjamin White. And people, see, we could talk about this Benjamin White thing, how he's gone down the pecking order. Again, I've seen him still play even when Duran Timber, has been getting the whole 90 minutes. These days in the team. Benjamin White can still give us something from now to the end of the season. I still think he's still fresh. I'll use him. I'll use him down there just because I think he's more attack-minded than a Mosquera. Mosquera is more defensive. Only at times he can decide to just bump forward when we really need to. But Benjamin White is more susceptible to actually, he's more susceptible to actually do the attacking thing. And people, why I'm talking about the attack is that we need goals. We need to win.
But I got a question for you. Tony, I have a question for you. If you're gonna go with Calafiore at the left, and I hear it, right? Because we do need some more creativity and someone else going forward to add numbers. Isn't that more of a reason to start Mosquera so you're covered defensively? Because if we saw the last game with Leverkusen, Grimaldo caused all types of fucking problems on that left-hand side. And if we're being honest, we got lucky in that second half that Leverkusen couldn't make 5 passes in our box, because that 19-year-old was giving Saliba and Gabriel all the smoke they were looking for in that hold-up play. We were lucky that they couldn't put 5 passes together because they were so defensive in that second half after getting a goal. So I would just say, for me, if Zubimendi and Rice, we know they're going to start and they're going to get forced forward because we have to take the initiative, I would at least have another man back there to help cover Saliba and Gabriel, because I don't want them to be left exposed with that kid if that kid has another game again. Grimaldo, we know what he brings. We know what he's about. He's been doing this for eons. He's been doing this since he was an 18-year-old. So for me, the reason why I'm saying Mosquera is I want to shore up the back line, because my biggest worry is if we give up an early goal to stupidity, now we got problems, because now all Leverkusen
there we have the problem. Yeah.
Right. That's why for me, I could see it either way. If you want to put Ben White at the right, then go more defensive on the left with Hincapié. If you want to go defensive on the right and start Mosquera, then go offensive with Calafiori on the other side. But we still have to protect that back line, because that back line, like I said, and the other thing that we still have to wait and see is one of the best strikers in Europe for the last few years is Schick. Schick got rested. Schick might be coming into this game, which creates another problem for our defense. That's another thing that we can't let go of. So I hear with what you're saying with Calafiori starting, but I would say if you're going to go offensive on one side of the fullbacks, go defensive on the other side, just to shore up the defense. Because if we get caught out,
but then
look at this news.
Again,
look at
we
this
have
news.
to be ready. If you're talking about the defensive thing now, then again we have to be ready to stink up the place and get a goal in the 70th minute. In the 80th
I think Ben White starts tomorrow. You know?
That's what we should be relying on.
I think Ben White will start tomorrow.
But if we're thinking of going up front with this full throttle, high octane football, let's just go with Benjamin White, who could give us something in attack, because Mosquera is typically gonna sit back, and that will take that +1. We'll get out there in terms of our offensive framework. That's a -1, bro. Mosquera is not that guy that will overlap. We know this. That's pure fact.
I hear what you're saying, but my thing is,
I will go with Benjamin. I'll go with Benjamin White at least for the first 50 minutes. Yeah, let's see if we can find a goal. Yeah, then after that, good. Then maybe 2 goals, 1 goal, or something like that. Then maybe you could just decide to just stink up the place, bring in Mosquera in the second half, close up that place, bring in Declan Rice a little bit more deeper. He shouldn't be running more often in that number 8 position. Just sit back, double pivot with Zubimendi, and just protect the back 4. Just be that extra guy protecting our defense against that Chief guy or even Grimaldo. Again, it depends on how the manager looks at it. And again,
Don, what's your team?
We are home. We are home. We can't just sit back, bro. We are home. Yeah, we should have the confidence to do these things. I don't know.
Don, what's your team for tomorrow, my brother?
Thank you, Tony. That was a lot.
No.
I love it. I miss you, Tony. Okay,
big ups, man.
Ryan in goal. On the left, I'll have Hincapié, Saliba, Gabriel, and Mosquera. Yeah, this is my team, not what I know Artist is going to pick. I'll have Rice as the only pivot. Yeah, because people forget, if we're going all out attack, we don't need Rice, Zubimendi, Rice, Norgard, or Zubimendi. We don't need that. Yeah, we are at home. We are at home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? On the wings,
we're gonna be overrunning.
I got chaos. Yeah. So the 2 best pacey chaos players that we have is Madueke and Martinelli. You know what I'm saying? I want that shit. To tell you why? Because now they're right and left back. They can play back 5 or back 4. They're not coming forward because they know they come forward. That ball over the top is on each and every single time. And in the middle,
high press.
Honestly, like I would love a Max Dowman, but because of what I said, I wouldn't play him. Yeah, but he's good to come off the bench. I'll have Eze, I'll have Saka, and I'll have Gyökeres up front, because you know what that is? That's pace, that's power, that's passing, and that's one pivot. Yeah, that's total attack. So if the team attacks, we got 4 defenders right there. Yeah, so now we're safe. We got Rice right in the middle. So you know what? That could go to a back 5 because he played centre back before in his career, and left back. You know what I'm saying? So we've got that as cover. We know Saka defense. We know Madueke defense. We know Martinelli defense. Yeah. Come on, man. Like for me, attack, full attack. That's my team. This is what I'm saying. It's not a monologue like Tony's, and I apologize, people.
No, I love that.
But you know what? For me, It's total attack and chaos. That's what we need tomorrow. We need organized chaos.
Donty, I hear you.
Gianni's got to bounce people, yeah. Big up Gianni, man.
Please, guys, yeah.
I got to bounce,
Donty,
guys.
I hear you in that, yeah. But
Make sure
again,
you go subscribe to
if you
Gianni.
listen to what Gianni said, yeah, we might be in trouble tomorrow with this Sheffy guy who's popping on. Yeah, he's a very potent guy, bro. Very dangerous guy. Yeah, and this Grimaldo, very dangerous, bro. If we put Declan Rice as the sole defensive midfielder, he might be overrun. I'm not saying I don't trust Declan Rice.
Where do they overrun us though in the game?
I'm just saying that he might be. It might just be too lightweight for only him to be down there.
Nah, not at home. I don't believe that.
Declan Rice is an engine, man. We don't need to protect that dude.
No, I know, bro. We're struggling to cover ground with both Declan Rice and Zubimendi down there anyway against teams like Everton.
No, but that's a physicality issue, though.
That's because Zubimendi is light as a feather.
Bro, we'll see how those physical issues too in this kind of game too. So again, I'm saying it's a good one. All-out attack. I want all-out attack. I have no problem with that. But again, I have this problem of looking at Declan Rice as the sole defensive midfielder down there. He might be overrun. There's that vulnerability down there. It's something we can't dismiss.
Bro, why can't you see the Everton game as us resting our energy for this game? Because we can drop points to the Premier League, but we can't drop out of this game. And that's how I see it. That's my mentality of seeing these kind of things. Yeah. This is why I said I want all-out attack. And I hear what you're saying with Declan Rice might be overrunning midfielder. I understand that. But then this is why I said playing Capier and Mascara, because they're both defensively minded players that can both invert.
They can invert as well.
Yeah.
That's why I said they can turn into a back five.
But you know what the best defense
you just said the magic word. Saliba, Mascara, and Nkape. That's all.
You know what the best defense is? A good attack. If we peppering them, they can't overrun us because they have to defend. If we're attacking their goal and we're scoring goals, they have to defend. They can't just beat out there marauding. So it doesn't really matter if he's by himself.
I hear you, but with the way Leverkusen play, they're a Gunarican. You also have to check the strength of the opposition you're playing. They are not Everton, bro. They're a very, very good counter-attacking team. You also have to know the strength of who you're playing against. Chef, it's a different animal, bro. There's a reason why is Bayer Leverkusen's highest goal scorer this season. Grimaldo was a monster all on its own. And even if Sheriff wasn't even in the last game, they were still able to overrun us in that midfield. And mind you, Zubimendi was also
coming back now. I think they got Patrick Stick coming back.
I mean, they're a very good counter-attacking team. They drew 1-1 against Bayern Munich, who was run already with that title already. They drew 1-1. So you also have to understand the opposition too.
Tony, isn't Stick back? No, the Patrick Stick, isn't he back? They're centre forward. Patrick Stick.
Yeah.
So he might be back as well. So
he'll be back too. So we're in trouble. So if we're leaving only Declan Rice in that middle, I have a problem with it. Might we might press, we might go forward, we might do all that good stuff. I hear it, bro. I want it to, but there'll be some nervy moments, bro, when we are without the ball. And it has happened to us before. It has happened. It's not like it's magic, bro. It has happened to us. We've been overrun in midfield before. We even saw with this same Bayer Leverkusen team overrun us down there in Germany. We couldn't hold them together, in Germany. They can literally overrun us, mostly with their gunners coming up in this matchup. It's going to be different. It's going to be hard. But again, it makes up for a good game. How about that?
You're on mute.
Guys, I'm going to have to wrap up because I'm not feeling too great, man. I could be here for 3-4 hours, man, but I'm not feeling well. People, let the people know where they can reach you, man. Then let's get out of here. Anyone can go first.
Yeah, people, Conversation TV, man. This is what I'm saying. I'm still a baby in this game, but yeah, I'm getting my followers up one by one. This is what I'm saying. One weren't built in a day, but I'm here. But I want to shout out to every single person that's on this stream. This is what I'm saying. Rico, like Rican, right? It's a pleasure to meet you. And what I'm saying, Giovanni, that was here. Like Waffle, we need to do a stream. It's been too long, yeah. And Tony, you know it's been a long time, and you know all that chocolate up. You see, people, what you don't realize is me and Tony will always go back to back.
I miss you, bro.
It's not about love, but make sure you're liking and subscribing. This is what I'm saying. Liking and subscribing.
Yeah. Gunarikian, tell the people where they can find you, my bro.
Yeah, I mean Gunarikian TV on all socials. I'll be back doing the build up for tomorrow's game, but I don't do watch alongs because the dopamine gets me sometimes, and I don't want to get canceled. So yeah, so I'll be on the preview. And then I'll be back for the midweek Mazza on Thursday. Where just waffle about sports. So yeah. Just before we go, people, Don't see, please, before you go, can you give us a prediction for the game? We can't let you just go away like that. Come on, guys. Come on.
Honestly, 3-1 Arsenal.
Ooh.
You know me, when I'm confident, I'm confident. When I'm confident, I'm confident.
Don't let drafts.
Yeah, 3-1.
Waffle done the Undertaker sound. Come on, bro. Undertaker sound for that 3-1.
Well, you're gonna hear the Undertaker sound for my prediction. Who's ready for my prediction? Go, you go next, Rick. I'll go last.
Yeah, John, give us your prediction, bro.
Man, I don't know. You know what? I was gonna go 3-1 as well. But just to be different, I'll go 2-0. I think it's a return to the clean sheet crew. We ain't seen them for a while, so I want to see the clean sheet crew return.
Okay, Rican 2-0. See, my brother Waffle, talk to these people, bro. Talk to them, bro. Prediction.
4-1. Yokeres braced.
Another one.
Yokeres braced.
Man, hella chest,
Dowman off the
bro.
bench.
Everyone here. Hella chest.
And Gabriel Magalhaes set piece.
Fair enough.
Wow.
It's going on a while.
I need an own goal, man. I miss own goals.
I'm going with 2-1. I think to be a very difficult matchup, bro. I heard. Very, very difficult one. 2-1. And there'll be a set piece goal from Arsenal tomorrow. Yeah. All right, guys, let's wrap up. Thanks for joining us today. Big up to you, Gunarikian. We're not forgetting, of course, Joe, who was down here with us, and of course, Don C. Big ups, my brother.
Big up, Don
See,
C.
people, in case you don't know, me and Don C worked at Sarkazin TV. He's still doing the show down there. Great brother to work with. Every time I see him, I'm always hyper. I'm always happy. I always like to get into a scrap with him, because it is what we do.
When you do some
bro. When we start scrapping people, it's like cat and dogs. That's why I like my brother. Big up to you, Don T, man. Love to see you every time, my bro. We still have to do a show, I mean, come on, man. Invite me, bro. And I like, please send my message to Blacker for me, bro. I like that, bro. Yeah, send my message to Blacker, Tell man that me and him have dragon energy, bro. How about that? Tell him to link me up, bro. Let's get a talk. Or I can come down to your channel and we'll have a talk. And what you done? Do you have anything coming up?
No, I don't actually. I'm going to be chilling, illing at the moment. I'm supposed to do a watch along tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do that tomorrow with Kate, but yeah, I'm about, man. You know me, man. I do my shows, man. But don't worry about me, man. This is the big show on the Monday that we love, man. So big up to everyone, and big up to my co-host Tony as well. I need to go to
Big up to people, Thank you for joining, and we are out. Peace.
Peace.